Hi everybody, and this will be the most unusual episode of emotional exchanges, perhaps, maybe the most emotional, because I'm here with Shadow, who just is so emotionally needy this afternoon here. So I'm going to try to do the show with her sitting right in front of me and just petting her away. She may look up from time to time, but she just is really into the moment with me. Aww. Yeah, I love my baby. So I'm here with the emotional exchanges. It's my reading for Fridays, where we seek to indicate what kind of emotional situations are around you. It's not all about love. Sometimes it's really not all about love. So I want to keep that in mind. And I do this by going through the elemental signs of the zodiac. So I start off first with the air signs. And of course, air signs are our friends, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So this one's for you. And we ask the three questions you saw there in the beginning. So the first card, and by the way, I'm using the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany, beautiful gilded and all that. Let's see if Shadow will let me cut the cards. So, the first card is, what is the emotional kind of energy that's coming to you at this time? And it's the Ten of Wands. So, emotionally, there seems to be a lot of burdens right now. Maybe there are situations that you just can't handle. These could be many things. These could be relationships that you're trying to leave, or relationships that just need a bit of tempering, like that neighbor who's too snoopy and you just need to be able to have like maybe 5 minutes a month with them, and that's all. Whatever it is, this is really about that situation coming to you. It's perhaps an emotional obligation or burden that you really don't want at this time. What could it be? Well, it could be something like maybe a visit, meaning staying in your home for a time, from a relative you don't really like or care about. A mother-in-law, a father-in-law, a grandparent, a child who's come back home. Could be a lot of things depending on what the situation is, but it feels like a burden or an obligation that emotionally drives you. So why is this important, if that isn't enough? And it is, wow, the reverse Seven of Wands. Well, it's important because you really have no way of standing up for yourself in this matter, is what it looks like. Let's get them out of the glare a little bit. You kind of have no position here. This is truly re-echoing what the first card said, that maybe it's some sort of obligation to you. So it just clearly speaks to that it's nearly a no-win situation. You will have to take on this burden or obligation. Where does it lead to? And it's the reversed Eight of Cups, so it definitely kind of tells a little story here. That road leads to nowhere. Thank you, Shadow. Please just lay down. Thank you. Okay, so the road leads to nowhere, because really what it says is that this is more or less having to revisit or stay with a situation that emotionally you have to revisit. I mean, maybe the whole idea is about something from the past that you didn't deal with properly. Maybe this could be saying karmically, now is the time for you to re-deal with the situation, to make this Seven of Wands turn around and put you on top. But it doesn't look like that potential is really there, if you ask me. It sort of seems kind of rough. Oh, my baby is just going crazy over here with writhing around. Calm down, baby. So now I'm going to move to the special fourth card, and I'm going to take it as what you can do as an affirmation or kind of thought to maybe help you through the situation. I'm using the Universal Love Oracle set by Tony Carmine Salerno. And it's a nice little deck that Banshee loaned me when I told her what I was looking for. You know, she almost always has something. So let's see if we can get the idea here on what maybe we can help to get through the situation, because for the air signs, it really looks like it's an unpleasant emotional obligation or burden, and you have no real way of getting out of it other than maybe to stick with it and try to repair it, or it just sort of seems to have some sort of gravity that's really going to hold you there, and that's, you know, not good. So calm down, you. The card is transmutation. Let's find out where that's at. These look to be alphabetical. Okay, so thing. You are currently undergoing a time of deep spiritual transformation. Creative and healing energies are at work. Outmoded habits and thought patterns are being transformed. This process is taking place on a subconscious level. You will soon experience a renewed sense of well-being. This will have a lasting and positive impact on your life. Listen to beautiful music and meditate, for this will help you. Imagine yourself bathed in golden light. Now imagine that within the golden light burns a beautiful violet flame. Imagine this color transforming the thought patterns that no longer serve you. Bless the past and allow the changes to take place. And you know, it all fits now perfectly. You know, we are, air signs are most likely having to revisit some emotionally oppressive, burdensome feelings. Maybe somebody's come back into our lives or somebody is still there. But the card says to take these memories, bless them, let them go, to try to, you know, move beyond what those problems are, transmute that energy. So keep those thoughts with you if you can. It's kind of like something else I was reading, you know, that when things are really confrontational, sometimes we have to surround ourselves with good art, good music, you know, good things, and just try to remind ourselves of the good things in life and transmute ourselves towards them. And realize that, you know, whatever this is, it too will pass, you know, these burdens or obligations. All right, so I want to move on now to the fire signs. Fire signs. I'm crossing my fingers because I believe Shadow has left. So maybe if I can kind of occupy the space here. I know it was nice for her to visit, but let's get it done. So fire signs, you are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. What's happening for you? What are the emotions flowing towards you? How are they interacting? Why are they interacting? Where will it all go to? Is there anything that universally may be able to resolve potential problems there. Okay, fire signs. What emotional feelings or things are coming to you? Things that will arouse the emotions. And it's the reversed Four of Cups. I believe you may have found a solution to a certain emotional situation. You may have finally decided if there was more than one course to follow. And I don't think this is a simple thing like, choose bachelor A, B, or C, or whatever that is. This is more about maybe making other kinds of emotional choices that probably mostly correspond to our home lives to some degree. The four vibration kind of says foundation, what's around us, the four corners. So in terms of our emotional lives, we have decided what we need to do maybe to fortify and strengthen them. That's the feeling that's coming to us, is that we feel we need to work on this, or that there is a challenge to it that we need to think about. Why is this important? It's the reversed Five of Cups. And, it could be that that situation isn't really over yet. It's returning. It's not a return from the dead. I see the coffin there. But maybe in a metaphoric way, it is something you never expected would happen or come back into your emotional life. So, it could be if we're talking about lovers or relationships, it could be exes. But of course, since I want to keep it open-minded, I would say that maybe the idea behind the reversed Five of Cups and why this is important is suggesting that maybe this is a time of healing with past situations, that maybe they don't approach broken relationships, but maybe they are relationships that need to be mended between you and others, estranged parents, children, friends, neighbors, things like that. So in the sense of the first one, if there's something about, kind of shoring up our emotional boundaries, then maybe it's important because we realize that we have to extend some kindness or understanding towards something else from the past, maybe that's coming back. Where is this leading to? And it's the reversed Queen of Cups. So if you take it at face value, the reversed Queen of Cups could be talking about situations where we really overwhelm ourselves with emotional energies, and maybe we over-imagine things happening, or maybe we are prone to become jealous or anxious in certain ways about our emotional lives with others. And so maybe this whole process will make us question something. I mean, is it possible that maybe the thing from the past, why it's important, we might realize maybe we were too quick to assume something or to decide or believe something else was true. And maybe this is some sort of time of reckoning with the past in a way, and maybe that's where we will lead to, is that we might really discover that our own role in this was maybe out of proportion in some respect. So now I'm going to move to the Universal Love Oracle once again, and I'm going to find a possible affirmation or thought to leave us with to help us through the situation. It's beautiful cards. I do like the images on them. And it's the Earth Connection. Beautiful card. Earth Connection. Mother Earth asks you to surrender your problem. She sends love and healing Allow yourself to receive it. Open your heart and trust in the healing powers of the sacred planet. Spend time in nature. Allow yourself to be nurtured. Invite the earth's healing vibrations to flow through you. Breathe in her color and sound. Feel the rhythm of her heart. As your body, mind, and spirit are purified, imagine your problems disappearing. So, this thing that possibly is coming from the past that maybe provokes a certain anxiety that maybe we were wrong, reach out to Mother Earth, let her understand your problem, but realize that, the earth itself has the power to heal everything. We see abandoned lands that maybe were even somewhat toxic or just waste dumps, returning to nature, trees growing, bushes growing in areas abandoned. Nature reclaims what's not being used. And so maybe if it's time to let this go, let nature reclaim it, let yourself heal from it, and realize that if it was in fact a mistake on your part, an overwhelmingness on your part, it's in the past now, and that maybe it only represents a possibility of just acknowledging that, and once again, blessing it and moving on. So now we're going to work with the water signs here, and the water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. So this one's for you. And once again, I'm using the Modern Love Tarot by Ethany. It's really a lovely deck. It's lovely, lovely, lovely. It is modern. There's a sense of course, openness to other kinds of emotional or sexual expression. So even though I've kind of broadened the scope of the emotional exchanges to include, not specifically love, romance, vibrations, I am using this card, this deck. All right, so water signs, what emotional energies are coming towards you at this time? And water signs, maybe you're hitting the jackpot. You get the 9 of Cups. Water signs, I think this is a time maybe where a lot of what you really want can be yours, what makes you feel enjoyable. And the picture there is just a person who is enjoying comfort in their own home. They're in the old-fashioned bathtub. It looks like they're on the cell phone maybe, or I don't know for sure. I can't quite see that. They have a little drink set out for themselves and a flower. They're taking care of themselves, in a way. They're really sort of saying, what's coming to me is something I enjoy for the sake of my own enjoyment. Why is this important, water signs? And maybe it's, the downtime from having dealt with a lot of other people's sadness or strife. Water signs, you tend to be nurturing in your relationships with other people. You will try to be sympathetic and listen to others and help others, and maybe it's time for you to not do that so much, to not be the person that's, always. It's not that you don't want to be helpful, but I think it's really about the idea that you need to take a little time for yourself. It's important to maybe not listen as much to other people's problems in order to get there, that you sort of have to work on some shields a little bit. So where will this lead to then? Perhaps it serves a bigger purpose in itself. The Magician. The Magician, of course, is control, is belief in oneself, is power, is a sense of not letting everybody know exactly, that you wield that power, the secret power. It's those creativity, faith in yourself, and the willpower, the power to focus, the flair for secrecy. It's the four sides of the so-called witch's pyramid. So there's a sense of where this is leading to is empowering yourself. That's basically it. That when we learn water signs, how to maybe have limitations in how much empathy or how much comes through our shields when we're trying to help people, we maybe don't create this anxiety here, which was important for us to realize. That's what's going on, is that maybe for the water signs, this is a time right now where we are just sort of a magnet for some of that. So we need to clarify who's in charge here, who's in control. It's us, water signs. Yes, I am one too. I'm Scorpio. So now let's finish that with the, once again, the Universal Love Oracle set by Tony Carmen Salerno. And it's pretty, and it has nice little affirmations. And I want to thank Banshee for letting me borrow it today. I just knew I needed something a little different. So I think this is it. All right. What is our affirmation? And considering all that, of course, it's so true. It's balance. Whether male or female, this card is alerting you to an imbalance of yin and yang, feminine and masculine energy, which could be the cause of stress in your life. Ooh, I kind of nailed that, eh? You will notice the lady in the picture is trying to console the male, trying to get his attention. This image reflects the same imbalance within you. If you have picked the balance card, then know you can bring balance to your life by allowing more yin energy. That's the feminine. This is the energy of creativity, sensitivity, and openness. We all have these qualities. This card asks you to draw them out and integrate them in your life. Express your thoughts and feelings freely. Above all, be loving and gentle with yourself. In balancing your energy, you also help bring balance to our world. And I don't think that it necessarily negates that. What is coming to you is maybe, giving yourself that feminine energy. It's a woman sitting in the tub and she's just really, I don't know if guys do that. It's not a guy-female thing. I like sitting in the tub, but I don't do it very often. But I think it's just the idea of finding the balances, whatever you need to bring that to yourself. And it doesn't negate, that you try to be helpful to others, or that, sometimes that is what happens, that we are, maybe somebody else's sounding board, water signs. It really is, though, about learning boundaries and balance. So there you have it. And I'm going to move on now to the earth signs. We'll get this done. So earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. What is the emotional energy or situations coming towards earth signs? It's the reversed Seven of Swords. Earth signs may be dealing with some revelations emotionally, some things that maybe come to light that were trying to be kept secretive. So this could be about maybe people doing things that you thought, you know, they shouldn't be doing because you thought they were your friends. And the obvious could be for those in a relationship, maybe somebody's cheating and you find out about it. I mean, I hope it's not you, Earth signs, you know, but anything's possible. It could be just somebody you know, but it really affects you because maybe you're involved with the situation somehow. It could be other things as well. It could be just basically finding out that maybe somebody was, you know, like I said, doing something you didn't want to do. Obviously, somebody maybe is being a thief of some sort. These are some of the obvious ideas, maybe. So it doesn't sound great. Maybe in terms of emotions, it's basically about finding out if somebody was untrue about what they said or did or how they felt. Now, why is this important? Well, I think somebody was really starting to build something with them. It's the Ace of Pentacles, but emotionally it sounds like you were creating a foundation of some sort of trust. There may have been some sort of business or situation or an emotional, you know, relationship situation that had a sense of a building, an enterprise, a project, and you know, it signified an important undertaking. So maybe it's now in risk or challenge. Where is it leading to? Well, oddly enough, there's another ace, the Ace of Wands. It may be that somebody is saying, no, this isn't really this thing, it's this thing. And what that thing could be is that it could be just more of a generalized friendship instead of, you know, something that was more foundational. It's a little bit interesting because I wanted to be broad about it, but the first card says what's coming towards you is more or less a deceit uncovered or something coming to light, something, you know, not nice. It could be that maybe somebody has actually found out about your own interactions that are being viewed disfavorably. It's important because maybe there was something being built here, and so it might have allowed something to grow that maybe had other benefits, but now it may grow in a different way. It may grow more as a let's just be friends kind of thing. I don't know, it's kind of interesting, the cards. They don't exactly look bad other than that first idea. So now we're going to do the affirmation from the universal love once again, and then we are done. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming. Don't forget to watch Happy Hour tomorrow at 10 a.m. Banshees Material Matters on Sunday at 10 a.m. Your Weird Week Monday at 9 a.m. And of course our live streams, which are Sundays 2 to 4. Actually this Sunday it will be 11 to 1. It's preempted for another event. And next Thursday, and that's 7 to 9. Okay, here's our shadow work. Not our shadow work, our affirmation. I'm confusing myself with Goth Tarot. So our affirmation is relationship. Are you struggling to find a truly loving and meaningful relationship? If so, then look at the relationship you have with yourself. Our external relationships simply mirror the relationship we have with ourselves. What is lacking in your relationship with others is often lacking in your relationship with you. Learn to truly love yourself. This is vital. If you are to give true meaning to your life, be loving and honest with yourself, and watch your relationship with others transform. So it sounds to me like the biggest part of the situation is that maybe earth signs were deceiving themselves about something. Maybe they weren't really sure what they thought about a relationship, and maybe they are on better grounds understanding the relationship is different. And it doesn't let out this idea that, of course, make yourself number one and everything else seems to follow. It's sort of a little platitudinous, but that's what I got. That's what I got for you, Earth signs. So until the next time, have a great emotional exchange all week long, and we will see you next time.